Hello and welcome back to this another video about Islam and the fallen star. And if you watched the first one and you were irritated or you frustrated, I earnestly uh, beg you, go do your own studies, go do the research. I put the quotations, I put the hadith, I will put that down. Go find out for yourself. Don't ask imam or sheikh. They'll tell you Quran 5101. Don't ask questions. You will become like the Christians and the Jews, the lost and the ones that Allah is upset with them. You have a freedom of conscience. You have freedom to think. You have freedom to make your own. You're not a child. Children are with their parents for a reason, so that they can make decisions for them because they can't make smart decisions as very little children. If you were 18, if you're 18 and above, if you're 25, if you're 30, please, for goodness sake, pick up the books on your own and don't take somebody's belief, copy and paste, and give me your saying that's my opinion. Copy something Didat said, or this sheikh or Sheikh Zakir Naik. They have better brains than you. God has created everyone equal. And let me shock you, even women have the same brain capacity. We're different in male and female, in anatomy. Praise the Lord for that. But brain capacity, thinking, the ability to be saved, there is nothing. The Bible talks about there's no Jew, no Gentile, no slave, no free, no male, no female, for you are all one in Jesus Christ. And I keep hearing a lot of Muslims saying that they're Abrahamic. Say if you are Christ, then you become Abraham, heirs to the promise that Abraham is given. You cannot bypass and get to Abraham if that's what you want. No, Abraham saw Christ day and he said he was glad. And even the Quran talks about how Jesus, came from heaven, but anyway, we're going to continue talking about this fallen star. And by now, you know that you might not believe what I believe, but the fallen star in Surah An-Najm is Satan himself. Satan fell from heaven. He was an angel. He fell from heaven and he goes around deceiving people. And he found a clean slate. He found someone who cannot read, and he started leading him. And let's go through this. So now this is what you call the beginning of revelation, or beginning of al-wahy. And this is Ghar Hira. We read in Sahih al-Bukhari 6982, in a lot of other places, not just only here. But the story quickly is a being appears to Muhammad. Muhammad does not know anything about Islam yet. And they say that he goes there to pray. And if you don't know Allah yet, who are you praying for? So a being appears to him and he tells him, Iqra. And then Muhammad tells him, I don't know how to read. Iqra. I don't know how to read. Iqra. I don't know how to read. And then he keeps squeezing him. And Muhammad said, I was close to being killed. I was between life and death. Which angel will do that to a prophet? That's the question will be, what angel will be, So, and the story continues. I'm not going to cover the whole story, but, of course, he goes to his wife and he's so afraid. He's shaking. Cover me. And they put a blanket over him until he calms down. And I'm going to tell you what he actually told her. We hear the part that she said, you are hearing this is the law of Moses. And she takes him to her uncle, so-called, they're both so-called Christians, not actually real Christians, but, Waraka was translating the Bible into Arabic, and that's what most of the Quran comes from. But let's keep moving. And this here from the biography of the Prophet, biography of Muhammad, page 380, part 1. Let's see what Muhammad's reaction was to the encounter that he had with the being in the cave. You know, Muhammad speaking here to Khadija, he said, "When I was alone, I heard a call out, 'Oh Muhammad, oh Muhammad.' And in one narration, I see a light that is when I'm awake, not in a dream. And I hear a voice." And he was troubled here. He was troubled. Somebody speaks like this, he will go to a mental institute, my friend. "And I fear that this might be the jinn." Khadija tells him, because Khadija was married three times before, and she always wanted her husband to be a leader in the community. She wanted her husband to be a prophet previously also. Muhammad here was speaking the truth. He said, "I fear this might be the jinn, that is the one who calls me, will be a follower of jinn." Jinn is shaitan. "I fear that I might be affected by shaitan." Do you hear that? I fear that I might be affected by shaitan. Khadija tells him, "No, cousin, Allah would not do that to you. By Allah, you will fulfill your trust, maintain ties of kinship." He said, "Oh, you are one of the prophets." And then she gives him the tests, put him on this leg, put him on that leg. She takes him to Waraka. But that's not my subject today. So now let's see the work of shaitan in the Muslim life. Sahih al-Bukhari 45:48. Narrated Sayyid bin al-Musayyib. Abu Hurairah said, the Prophet himself said, "No child is born but that Satan touches it when it's born, whereupon it starts crying loudly." Oh, now you know, whenever a child is crying is because Satan is messing with him, tickling him, because of being touched by Satan. But hold on. Except Mary and her son. Jesus and his mom were never touched by Satan in Islam. Abu Hurairah then said, "Recite if you wish, and I seek refuge with you, Allah, for her and her offspring from Satan, the outcast." Why is Jesus not touched? I'm going to have another video on how Jesus in Islam is one of a kind. Even in Islam, where people say, "Oh, he's not this, he's not," they keep telling you, we love Isa, we love Isa. Okay, if you love Isa, you will call him what he called himself. Anyway, that's not my subject either. But according to this hadith, Sahih al-Bukhari 45:48, each Muslim has been touched by Satan when he is a baby. And we read in a lot of other places, Muslims are instructed that before you pray, you have to wash. But then in the morning, you have to wash your ears, you have to wash your nose. Why? Because Satan sleeps in your ear. Satan will sleep in your nose. So you have to wash them before you go to pray. You can only find that in fairy tales. We keep following the narrative of Satan connected to Muslim people. Said the devil, and then this is in Sunan Abi Dawud 47:19. According to the Prophet, the devil flows in a man like his blood. Can you separate a person from his blood? They'll die. So what he's saying here is Satan is so connected to the Muslim and is just like his blood. We go to Sahih Muslim 28:14. It says, Allah Messenger said, "There is none among you with whom is not an attaché from among the jinn." Okay, so you hear it from the mouth of Muhammad. Every one of you Muslims has something called qareen. Qareen is your body double, but it's Satan. They, the companion, said, "Allah Messenger, with you too?" So do you have this qareen? You have shaitan with you? Thereupon he said, "Yes, but Allah helps me against him, and so I am safe from his hand, and he does not command me but for good." Did you get it? Satan commands Muhammad for good. One way or another, he receives commands from Muhammad. So now you see it, the being that was in the uh, cave Hira was Satan. One time, a group of Sahaba were praying, and Muhammad was praying with them too. This is found in Sahih al-Bukhari 12:10. And then all of a sudden, they saw Muhammad, extend his arms out, and he did something that they never seen him do before. And they asked, "Is like, what is he doing? Is this something new that we need to do, like cleaning the nose, cleaning the ears, the feet, the head, rub your head?" Muhammad said, "No, no, 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 no. It was Satan himself trying to stop the prayer. So I choked him and I held him so tight. But I remembered something. I let him go. I let him go. I remembered something. Solomon had that ministry of dealing with jinn and the ants and the flying carpet. So I leave that for him. But if not for that, I would have caught him and I just tie him with some rope and put him in the masjid so that the children tomorrow can play with him. Fairy tales. So now here, Tafsir al-Qurtubi, Surah al-Hajr. Surah al-Hajr, it talks about, uh, and this is what it really says, إِلَّا مِنْ أَسْتَرَقَ السَّمْعَ فَأَتْبَعَهُ شِهَابٌ مُبِينٌ. What is the story here? Surah 15:18, that's Surah Al-Hajr, the stone. Okay. So when Muhammad was born, 570 AD, the Wi-Fi and cybersecurity to heaven, the VPN and everything was open. Satan and his followers, the shayateen, they used to go all the way close to heaven and listen to all the stories, the angels speaking, Allah speaking, all that, and they love to hear, those stories. As soon as Muhammad was born, that was blocked. You cannot. There's no Wi-Fi security. There is VPN. Nothing is wireless anymore. Everything is wired. Security is top notch. But the shaitans, they love to hear. They love to hear stuff from the angels. So what used to happen is, and we know now why there's stars in heaven. So that Allah used to take those stars and just throw them at the shayateen, and they just heard them. So they left that. They stopped, going up to listen to what happened in heaven. How do they get to listen to Quran then? So we read in Musnad Ahmad, part 1, 399, and I covered this before, a desert night with shayateen. I'm not going to give the whole story, but I'm just going to cover the part that talks about this shayateen. Okay, I'm just going to summarize the story. Muhammad takes one of the Sahaba with him at night, and he tells him, stay, good distance. And he drew a circle. He said, stay within this circle, inside the circle. So all of a sudden, the guy who was sitting inside the circle, he sees tall men, dark, either from Africans, from Sudan, or from India. And they were, and trust me, I'm not intending to, this is what's written in there. He said they were riding the prophet. I don't know what that is all about. But supposedly, because heaven is blocked, now they want to hear from the prophet stories of heaven. Oh, they're very dedicated. So now here he's reading to them. But what is he reading to them? There's no Quran at that time. What is he reading? We'll go with the story. He says he read to them all night long. And in the next day, the story, and I'm not going to say anything, no implication, whatever. The next day, he said he was heavy. He was tired. He put his head on his Sahabi. But those were Satanists. Why are Satanists black, from Africa, from Sudan? If you know anyone from Sudan or from India, please share this video with them, and a lot more also. Talking about those who are from India, the women from there, their wombs even are not faithful. Don't have interaction with them. And Why would somebody from Sudan, why would somebody from Nigeria, Senegal, all those places, Somalia, follow this? And there's a reason that this man is white, because the Hadith said, if you say he is black, you should be killed immediately. He said he's white. He's whiter than the moon. That's that man there. Not only white, he's connected with the devil from the beginning of it. So now we go to Surah Al-Hashr, the Surah Quran 59, Ayah 16. And this is Tafsir Al-Qurtubi again, and Qurtubi mostly in Arabic. So it says, this is Muhammad speaking. He said, Shaitan, which is called Al-Abiyad. He said that's his Shaitan, the white. He said, he is the companion of the prophets, and he is the one, listen, he is the one who went to the prophet in the form of Jibril to whisper to him on the basis of revelation. Listen, Matthew 25:41, Jesus speaking. Then shall he say also unto them on the left, because they say Jesus is going to have people on his right and people on the left. The people on the left will say, we followed you. We said we love Isa. Oh, Isa is one of the best prophets. Oh, he performed miracles, but they don't accept him as Messiah. He said he will say to them, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. The fire was not made for you. If you're a Muslim today, the fire, Muhammad said, each one of you will go to the fire first. Each one of you, when he dies, is going to go through the punishment of the grave, Azab al-Qabr. No, Jesus said, no, come to my right. So you can avoid this. He said the fire was not made for humans. The fire was made for the devil and his angels. You see the devil coming to the cave. You see the devil trying to ride the prophet and hear Quran. You see the devil trying to go to heaven to hear all kind of things. You see Muhammad saying that every Muslim has a devil with him, just like he has blood. And you see that Muhammad himself saying that the Shaitan al-Abiyad used to come in the form of Jibril. So what can you believe? So when did Jibril come then? Supposedly Gabriel. When did he come? Because the other day he looked like Dahi al-Kalbi, a young man from a Persian man who's supposedly pretty. And now he's Shaitan al-Abiyad. Go and do your own research and read this verse again. It says, the fire is not for you. Every man will stand before God, to give an account of himself. You cannot say, my sheikh said this, or Ibn Kathir said this, or Muhammad said this, or my father said this. No. Can you understand? Yes. Have you heard people talk to you through YouTube, through different mediums about Jesus, about how wrong this is? Yes, I did. Did you respond? No. It'll be too late. Don't wait until it's too late. Make your decision today. Shalom.